Coming into your YouTube airwaves, it's Vaughn, the Statman, and welcome to the Stat Room. Woo! Good morning, and welcome to the Stat Room. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so before I get into this 5-game slate, guys, let me introduce myself. I am Vaughn the Statman. You can follow me on Twitter at VonnTheStatman. And guys, check out the website, VonnTheStatman.com. Excuse me, guys, my voice is a little hoarse. I was out the other night, didn't have my jacket on, so my throat's a little scratchy, but I still wanted to bring you guys this video. That's why I didn't do a video yesterday, because I wasn't able to really talk that well. But today I feel a little better, so I wanted to give you guys some great information. All right, on today's 5-game slate, guys, this is what I wanted to give you. I want to give you guys a quick tip. When you're playing NBA now, you have to research these teams. You have to see the teams that don't just come down and just shoot 3-point shots. You want to look at the teams that do attack the rim, that do get layups, that do play defense. And then you look at a team that doesn't have any structure, and you don't want to roster those guys. Like me, there are 5 teams that I like to target. And if none of those 5 teams is on the board, I'll sit out that day. Guys, you don't play it DFS just to play. You're trying to win money. So it's a strategy. I call it daily fantasy strategy. So you look on the board and you say, okay, I don't see teams to target. Like on today's slate, I'm looking at it and I see it's only 3 games that I would target. 1 game has blowout potential, and the other game is going to be high scoring. But I look at it and I'm like, okay, I see a few games that I would love to target. So with that in mind, guys, you have to go back and you want to see how each team did in their game prior. That's big when you're playing DFS, guys. So a team that's coming off an emotional win is now at a disadvantage to play an inferior team. But if a team didn't, like let's say Phoenix. Let's say Phoenix played Boston yesterday and they beat Boston by 10 points. That's not an emotional win. That's a pretty comfortable win. But let's say they played Boston, went to overtime, and Chris Paul hit a game-winning shot. That would be an emotional win. Let's say now they on a back-to-back, and now they come to play Washington. Now Washington has a level playing field because they like, we just beat Boston, we playing Washington. It'll be a game where Phoenix will be like, we're going to beat these guys with no effort. But if Phoenix has 2 days rest and it wasn't an emotional win, don't ever play an inferior team against a team like Phoenix, against a team like Philly, against a team like Golden State. These are top caliber teams. Even Milwaukee, if they got a day rest and they're not coming off an emotional win, you don't play them. All right, so let's get right into it, guys. So in today's lineup, your most expensive player is Doncic. Doncic is at home against Atlanta. I do not see how Atlanta can keep Doncic from getting at least 60 points unless he's off. But he gets so many guys involved. And let's go look at him. If you look at Doncic numbers, guys, he had 70 in his last one. Then he had 60, 60, and 60. He is starting to play like an MVP. Look, 33, 40, 33, and 40. And look at who he played. He did it against Philly with Embiid in the middle. He still had 13 rebounds. He still had a triple-double. He's had 3 triple-doubles in his past 5 games. Doncic is the truth. Against Atlanta, I don't see how they can really contain him. You're not going to put Trae Young on him, so I guess you're going to put Hunter on him, maybe Herter, but I don't see either one of those guys doing anything with him, guys. So we start now lineup with Luka Doncic. You can't afford to fade the stars when it's a small slate. So now let's go down. I normally do my center first, guys. My apologies. So at the center position, you got Houston. And this is a game I like. This is my favorite game on the slate, is Houston and New Orleans. With Houston being at home, they're starting to play a little better. They do shoot a lot of jump shots. But Wood is really a good player. But at 8'5", I wouldn't be able to touch him at center. You got Carter at home against Boston. I like that matchup. But if I'm going to pick, I would take Williams over Carter because they both are the same, but Williams is bigger and more physical. Collins is a game-time decision. Porzingis is out. Mobley is a game-time decision. But the player I'm going to go with, guys, I'm going to give you guys Valanciunas. Valanciunas shoots three-pointers as well as Wood does, but Valanciunas is more physical. I'm going with Valanciunas because I personally believe that Valanciunas, I think he's going to ball out, man. I think he's going to really ball out. And I'm going to give you an inexpensive power forward that nobody is going to be looking at. And this is a guy who I believe can do well for you guys. I think Sengun. When I look at New Orleans, Sengun put up 31 in his last game, right? I don't expect him to match the 31, but what I do expect is that he could give you about 20 to 25 points. So that's one option. That's an inexpensive option. Markieff Chris has been getting 10 minutes, 12 minutes, but is going to also go by if Powell gets into foul trouble, which going up against the likes of a Capella, that could realistically happen. So Sengun is somebody that you should consider for an inexpensive option. At your small forward position, Antetokounmpo just played Portland. He played like 20 minutes. He didn't even play much. He played 24 minutes. Still gave you 50 points. Against the Clippers, he should dominate them as well. Tatum has had a couple stinkers. And against Orlando, I mean, when he's 9-8, guys, he needs to get you 50 to 55 points. He hasn't done that in 4 games. So his last 3 games, he didn't do that. LeVert is an excellent option against Cleveland. Brown is an excellent option against Orlando. Middleton put up 40 plus last night. Ingram is somebody who I really, really like today. I'm going to go Ingram. And so far, look at your lineup, guys. You got Valanciunas, Ingram, and Doncic. Doncic is the player that you're counting on to get you 60. Ingram, you're counting on to get 45. And you're counting on 50 from Valanciunas. Now, at the shooting guard position, guys, I'm going to give you a very inexpensive player. So at the shooting guard, if Garland comes back, he's a very interesting option against Indiana. You got Anthony, who is a pretty good player. I told you guys in my last video about Taylor, right? He's not a joke. But now he's going on the road, so don't expect 42, 48 on the road. Young guys, they typically flourish at home more than they do on the road. I'm liking Brunson, guys. Brunson is the guy who I'm liking today. Against Atlanta, Brunson and Doncic is the offense for this team. And Atlanta might not have Collins. So if Collins is not in the game, you only have Capella. Brunson is so shifty. I don't see how Brunson don't get you 30. So what position didn't I give you? All right, guys, so I'm going to give you a power forward. And I'm gonna save you some money. I did like Sengun, but now since we got a good amount of money, I'm going to give you a guy that is going to be low owned. And I just look at New Orleans, and I look at this guy, Tate. And Tate has had some big games. But I like him because he's 5'3". He's at home. And let's just go through a couple of his home numbers. Okay, Cleveland, he put up 23, which is solid at 5'3". Golden State, you wouldn't expect big numbers because Golden State, and like Phoenix, I don't play a lot of teams against Phoenix and Golden State unless it's like a shooting guard or point guard because they are solid defenders. Against Portland, not a good defense, 26. San Antonio, bad defense, 32. Let's go see some more bad defenses. Sacramento, San Antonio, bad defense is 49 and 40. Let's see. Dallas, they're getting there, but at this time they wasn't that good. Washington, Philly. So we're going to go Tate. And that's it, guys. You got Valanciunas, Tate, Ingram, Brunson, and Doncic. All right, guys, so that's it. I'm ready to break down the rest of the slate. So, guys, don't forget to win-win. That means give people what they want so you can get what you want. And, guys, don't forget to think and ink. That means write it down so that way it can come true. Good hunting on all your DFS contests. Love you guys.